also be gracing us with his presence in this series, as well as Ajax. Basically, full-on damage, tanky, big no-no for Cerberus. Akali has also been taken out by WHG, which means Zeri is open, Gragas is open, Camille is open, she got picked up, and yeah, a lot of champions available for WHG.
Yeah, interesting that they, interesting that Saigon actually prioritized the Camille here. I thought for sure they're gonna go for the Zeri, and the response is the Orin, of course. I'm thinking this is the... oh, it's the Fiora. Wow, these picks are okay. They aren't prioritizing the Zeri at all. They're not prioritizing the bottom lane at all here. But there you go. Finally, Saigon heard me. Xayah will be their ADC of preference instead of the Zeri, which makes sense actually, because Xayah has essentially 3 layers of protection, not counting any items or including the summoner spell. So yeah, you already have the blade caller, and then you got the ults, and then you've got a flash to supplement that. So Xayah, of course, I think is a no-brainer of a pick here, or a blind pick even. Zeri in response, of course, is kind of expected here. There is no dedicated jungler yet on either side. So Fiddlesticks is the only one, and Fiddlesticks and Hecarim the only 2 banned away. So a ton of options still available on both sides.
Tons of options indeed. And oh, okay, Evelyn won't be able to grace or charm us in the Rift again. So let's see how Saigon CES will be able to answer to that. But honestly, from what I've been seeing so far, I like how the draft is turning out for WHG, because hey, these 3 champions, we've seen how useful and how effective they are in the Rift. You mentioned Shen earlier, and he got banned. No Shen even for this game.
Yeah, there you go. Kha'Zix, Evelyn both banned out. Wow. So Woohoo Gaming, they're kind of anticipating that Saigon wants to go for that pick playstyle. Certainly still achievable, but not with Kha'Zix or Evelyn anymore. But I wonder if they're going to adjust what kind of playstyle they're going to get here. Oh, it's the tanky boys for Woohoo Gaming. Still, they're kind of still calling the bluff here that Saigon is going to go for the pick comp. And there you go, they pick an Aatrox instead. Try and deal with those tanky boys. And the Corki for an extra amount of insane damage. Taking a look at the comp here of Saigon, they got a ton of damage already. Fair amount of CC. But if this game goes to late game, I think the damage of Cerberus here is going to be unmet unless the Ziggs gets locked up. I think it will. There you go. Okay, I love this. A lot of tangents in the a lot of parallels rather in the compositions, and I'm liking it. It's a very similar story between these two, and I love that a lot of their strengths are very similar here.
Okay, it's very similar indeed. Basically, it's protect your 2 main damage dealers, and you have a pseudo tank and that can dish out damage, and you have 2 very solid tanks. I guess though, when it comes to the late game, definitely WHG has more range, and they can actually literally fight from afar. Whereas for Saigon CES, they might need to, you know, jump a little bit near, just a little bit, just to be able to secure. I mean, you have a Camille, you have a Xayah. Well, Xayah can survive with the backlines, but you really have to make sure that the Feather Storm will be utilized in the best way possible. Agree.
And the good thing about their comp though is their ADCs have their own escape tools, right? Got to talk about the Xayah. I already said so many escape tools, and they got a Corki who sometimes even has a package that you can not only use to escape, but you can also use to set up your team for these team fights, and that's a real nice to have here for Saigon, especially because there isn't necessarily a dedicated assassin on the side of WHG. I mean, well, the same is true for Saigon Cerberus, but there's nothing like, for example, a Zed or Kha'Zix on the side of Woohoo Gaming that is going to specifically pinpoint that Corki or lock down something like a Xayah. So the prospect of those two getting too deeply dove is not as high as one may think so. But early fight, wow, Ignite used up by both Baron laners here. Taku and Rocky trading summoner spells there. Very, very aggressive on the first minute of the game here.
I mean, come on. We've seen how Taku and how Rocky was in the fight for side. They definitely were showing or bearing their fangs. So it's nice to be able to see that even in the actual game, at least game number 1, they really tried to go with this risky and early gameplay just to assert their dominance. And hey, you're a Fiora, you're a Camille. Of course, you do want to get to level 4 immediately, or at least you do want to force your opponent to go back to their base, get some regen, just so you can push the wave.
Absolutely. And of course, in that Baron lane, right, every advantage is everything here. The smallest XP gold advantage that you can get is going to dictate the pace of that entire laning phase. So try and get as most as you can out of everything is the key. Meanwhile, on Cerberus, they might have spotted out August. That is the body slam not connecting, but August is still going for a fight.
Definitely committing here. Kano is going to be the first target, and he does get taken down. With that, it's the kill actually going over to Zeri. Even could start for this Zeri, and after that, Saigon CES, they have to disperse, they have to give space, because that is not a good way to start the game. Rocky, though, taking a little bit too much damage, but what matters is he is still alive. Now, let's take a look what happened earlier. Kano did jump in with the body slam. It just so happened that August relentlessly chased him down. San Juan was also isolated, and Zeri just came in at the right time.
Yeah, I love how Woohoo Gaming as well was on the same page the entire time that was happening. Taku with a 1v2 on the top side. Here comes the body slam, though. Wake up is...
There is going to be the barrel being thrown out as well. Weak points being procced, but I don't think Rocky is going to try and duel it out with someone. Akino and Taku being able to assert their dominance this early on. Rocky and Wake Up cannot go back unless they push in with the wave. But after that, they're pretty much good to go.
Yeah. Really slow going for the most part for Saigon after that fumble in the blue buff. I mean, I like the idea there. They were trying to roam up and try and find the enemy jungler. Meanwhile, ult pop, Zeri 1v1 with ADC. Triggers the Feather Storm. So that's the safety net of Xayah. Survives that encounter. Meanwhile, mid side.
Exactly. Now, looking at the mid, looks like that's going to be the Gatling gun being thrown out by BMM. Akeno, being the tank that he is, will try his best to be able to shield Corki. And, okay, Wake Up definitely decide to wake up their opponents. Akeno jumping in with the explosive cast, was able to pull Wake Up back, but there is no follow-up. BMM, I think they were just trying to pose as a threat just so WHG will fall back, but Pan is still holding his ground, throwing out the bombs. The minefield has been laid as well, but there's no full commit for WHG. Here at the bot lane though, Genza gets a lot of damage, being forced to recall all of those feathers. August, a little bit too close for comfort, but with that, Aatrox does secure the kill.
A little bit too deep on the dive there. Trade of flashes. The San Juan gets body slammed on. Nice little dodge there. Preemptively dodges it. And survives because of it. The score is still 1-1 here. Dead even gold despite the first blood advantage earlier. And still a very, very methodic, slow game here. No trades of kills yet happening towards that top side of the map. Rocky and Taku, of course, trading blows every now and then. The first objectives still have not spawned, which is why we haven't seen a first true team fight. But I feel like this is going to be a long one, Yuko. I have a feeling these two teams are very closely matched here. And
I won't be surprised as well.
Yeah, it could go the distance.
Are you saying that a 30 or 40-minute game could happen?
I hope so.
Can you survive that? Because I can. It's interesting.
I hope so. Here we go. Rift Herald spawning up. Both teams converging. Let's see if Woohoo Game can actually contest this.
BMM forced to use special delivery just so he can jump back into safety. Shelly has been popped by Y1 on this Aatrox, but it looks like WHG, they will try their best. Here comes Arn's ultimate, and that will be the jump in as well. A grand challenge being laid out. Volibear gets a kill onto Aatrox. Wake up, looks like he will have to sleep back because he gets pinned down by Taku, still being forced into the mid lane. With that, the other members of WHG has their eyes set on Taku, but after that victory, he will be able to just, 3D maneuver his way back into safety. Safe to say, that's still pretty close, but here in the replay, I want to know what your thoughts are, David.
Let's take a look at that one more time. One of the Fortune God got botched there. As the Rift Herald fight happens, there's another fight happening in the back line. Woohoo Gaming, they will be able to secure that Rift Herald, and then they regroup up afterwards. So Cerberus, they kind of split up the fight to their disadvantage there. Could have just focused the Rift Herald or focused on the fight, but they didn't necessarily pick one fight, instead chose both. So they didn't get much out of that fight. So 2 for 1 in exchange, and they lost the Rift Herald as well. And now they don't even get the Drake for sure. They could still contest this, yeah, but it's way more risky because their mid turret is about to go down as well. So that's map control being taken away from them. But Y1, okay, he's not giving this Drake away.
Oh, he's definitely going crazy with the Infernal Chains. That is even to jump in as well. Camille gets the steal, nice secure steal onto that Herald, or rather onto that Dragon. But now Taku, 1v1 again, was able to Hexic Ultimatum in, but flash out. Now Ziggs gets kill onto the Aatrox, and they're very quick to disengage. They get the objective. They get 1 or 2 kills, after that Drake, they're pretty much good to go. But WHG, they know that they need to be able to think macro. And now they get 1 turret from the bot lane side.
Yeah, they still trade objectives. That's what I love about WHG. Let's take a look at that one more time. Y1 preemptively dashes through the wall. Here comes the Horn of the Fortune God here. But the steal there from Taku was the lifesaver, because if you can see, WHG at this point has already started winning the fight. If Taku did not get that Drake there, they would have lost the fight for nothing there. So that was a lifesaver of the Drake steal from Taku. But Cyclone Cerberus, they have to start better at. They have to start getting better at taking more control of these objectives while they aren't. Or while the game is still relatively even though it's around a 4,000 gold deficit for them already, they still should be looking for these trades.
Definitely, they should be. Well, he should be looking for all of these trades. But now it's I'm starting to see a story here. Genza and Nakeno just roaming around and literally wake up. It's just their, this spy or this stalker that makes sure he knows wherever they are in the map. But anyway, back to Rocky, quietly roaming around, does get the attention of Y1 with that. The orange jumping in with ultimate again, knock up, and all these takedowns. Fiora goes 6 feet underground. What a clean take coming in from Saigon CES. Yes. And the other members now just forced to go back.
Yeah, nice punish there from Saigon Cerberus. They should find more of those. They want to get back into this game. 3-5 is the score, but take a look at the map. Look at the amount of control that Woohoo Gaming has. They've already secured almost all the turrets in the Baron lane, and they're starting to press down in mid as well. So all of that means that Woohoo Gaming have majority of the map in their control right now. So Saigon Cerberus, their key to coming back into this game is isolated pickups just like that. They need to execute more of those, and the good thing about their comp is they can do that. It's somewhat built for that type of strategy, but they have to be careful not to get caught out, because take a look at that. 2 abilities, Genza already down to half HP. That's their key player. Oh, here we go.
Too much. Okay, now that is gonna be tactical sweep, and you have the Hexic ultimatum being popped as well, but Y1 at the back line, will he be able to save the day? Wake up with the knockout, but now Zig is just the back line. You have Camille going 6 feet underground. Saya with that save was able to get Orn, and with that, WHG, they are running away. Let's see if Akeno can catch someone, but again, you have the satchel charge being blocked by Pan. Here comes the bomb, and it is definitely explosive enough for CES to take a lot of step back, but you know who was not able to run away? It was Akeno, because he got the bomb again. Rocky popping in with a grand challenge. Sadly was not able to return it to a kill, but that's a-okay. He was able to push their opponents back.
My gosh, that Ziggs is a nightmare. If you see, Zaya had to flash back into the fountain just so they won't die of the tick damage. But take a look at this one more time. Taco getting caught off here. It's actually a very, very nice disengage. Look, Y1 comes in, Genza comes in, tries to set up this escape route for themselves, gets the roots, and Aquino is there for a little bit of re-entry potential. But the turnaround is just so good after that with the Mega Inferno Bomb. And the Ziggs is just a big, big headache right now for Saigon servers, because they don't have access to Pan at all. I mean, they could look for a team fight, yeah, but they can't even get close to Pan, because Pan can just stay as far away as he can.
Exactly. And to actually circle back to what happened in the replay, it was good infernal chains as well as feathers from Saya. Orn could not do anything. He could only stand up and, you know, just wait for the damage to come in, which actually took him down. But now let's see which damage will take who down. Now that they're doing in with the Dragon Dance, looks like they're actually chasing Rocky. Being able to isolate one is a huge thing if they're able to pull this one off. That's the kill going over to Corky. Akino does get taken down as well. BMM forced to flash away. But honestly, support in exchange for Fiora, I think that's worth it. And on top of that, Aatrox was able to get the Drake.
Wow, that's very smartly played right there for Saigon servers. They kept WHG guessing where they were going to put their attention to. Are they going to the Drake, or are they going to the bottom side where one of the players are getting pummeled? And they were split up. WHG, they didn't go to the Drake, which is why Saigon, they took a kill and they took a Drake. That's very smartly played for them. Even if they got traded out, this is not something that a team that is 4,000 gold behind should be able to do. But because of how good their calls are, they're able to do it. And these mini steps are what should be keeping them into the game, unless they get collapsed on like this. Look at that. Mega Inferno bomb down.
Yep, there they go again. Mega Inferno bomb is already being used. You also have the Feather Storm, but here comes Orn. Wake up. There gets kill on to Akeno. Why very, very low, gets annihilated by one. Looks like Zeri was able to pick up a handful of kills for themselves. Volibear being able to take down this Aatrox earlier. And with that, WHG, this is a non-contested, clean, and fast Baron take.
11-5, a 6,000 gold lead and counting as we head on to the 13.5 minute mark. The WHG, they're done playing games. They're here to press on, press forward, and push this mid lane. And bye-bye goes the Camille. Genza, got to be careful where Genza goes.
Even the turret could not withstand the sudden damage that was dished out by WHG. He just went goodbye, just went boom, you know. And here are the Baron-powered minions making their way into the mid as well as the Baron lane. Now, Y1 rather trying his best to be able to clear this one out. August again, the middle of everything, but he isn't alive. You have Wake Up now being able to catch BMM. He does become golden, but let's see if he will be able to evade all the damage. He was able to do so, and I think this is the green light for WHG to just either get the jungle camps or just full on go back.
Yeah, I mean, have a luxury of choice here. Essentially opened up the base on the side of servers, Saigon servers here, and they have so many things they could do here. Or they could just press on, They still have the Baron buff. They couldn't 1v1 this because their players are so ahead. Anyway, it means a 9,000 gold lead approaching 10 pretty soon. And there's a lot of things for WHG can traverse at this moment. Saigon Cerberus, they have to be careful. Each and every bush is a potential setup here for their opponents. And this is really, really rough for Saigon Cerberus. They can hold on for life. That's what they can do here. But if they get caught like this, there's not much you can do. Genza, okay, will be surviving for now. Gets caught. And that's...
No.
Oh,
Okay.
Genza still goes down.
He goes down. The kill went over to wake up, and now this is the call for WHG. They're charging into the base. Rocky in front of everything. Wake up again with the knockup. Gets in with the follow-up of his team. But it looks like BMM in the back line. Let's see if the Gatling gun will be able to do anything. They have their eyes set on Corky. Looks like even the base is trying to be taken down. The Nexus very, very low. And with that, WHG secures game number 1.
Woohoo Gaming with a very, very strong start to this series, flexing us their muscles.